Everyone, welcome back to Geekonomics. We are back after a little bit of a hiatus for me going on vacation. So we're back. A lot of stuff happened while we were on vacation. We saw Thor. We went to Tanglewood and saw Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
Brian, I'm sure, has a slew of news for us to discuss.
I do.
He's been researching diligently throughout the week. And all that and much, much more. But first off, Brian, what's happening this weekend?
Well, Mark, let's talk about our Tanglewood experience.
Well, no, isn't there an event going on this weekend that we want to talk about first?
Oh, crap. Yeah, you're right. Let's bring that up. Sorry.
Oh, it was going so well. I had a nice intro going. I had like a groove. I was like into a nice, like, we're going to do stuff. We're going to we're back from vacation. I'm going into a new motivation of doing the show. I had a nice little intro I planned out.
You did good, Mark.
Introed you and everything, set you up for your topic to talk about, and then you totally shot the bed.
I did. I shot the bed.
Yeah.
I'll do better next time.
Yeah, good luck with it.
This Sunday.
Oh, yeah, this Sunday.
Manchester Comic and Toy Convention. This Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission is $5. Kids 10 and under is free. Nice. It will be held at the Army and Navy Club at 1090 Main Street, Manchester, Connecticut. You will find comics, toys, and collectibles of yesterday and today. I will be having, I just went through all my comics. I'm going to have new comics. I'm going to have some new graphic novels. I'm going to have lots of stickers. I'm going to have some toys. I'm going to have some sales. Summer sales.
Ooh.
This is kind of like one of the last big convention, comic book conventions until the fall.
Yes. For all the big conventions, like we just had ConnectiCon was last weekend.
Yeah.
And then
Terrificon
next weekend.
Next weekend, yeah.
So.
But those are the big ones. Now this is your, you want to get toys, or you want to go box diving, you want to have some deals, you want to ask the vendor if they're willing to budge on prices. This is the show you do it at.
Yeah. The show of shows, if you will.
Now, for everybody who didn't go last time, this show was packed. There is a cosplay contest.
There is.
For kids and adults.
Matt Ryan's doing caricatures.
Right. So there's going to be there's going to be local artists there.
Yeah.
So it's
celebrities because they're not.
They're not celebrities, but they're local. Matt Ryan's a celebrity to me.
You have a very low threshold for a celebrity.
He's a local celebrity.
He's a local celebrity, right? In his own mind, he's a local celebrity.
So it's going to be a good time. I mean, it's very cheap to get in. You come down, you hang out for a few hours, might find a good deal on something.
Yeah, it's right on Main Street, directly across the street. It's a very nicely sized parking lot that you can park in.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parking. You don't have to worry about that.
Now, last time, afterwards, I got some food at this really cool coffee place.
Yes.
I'm excited to go back there.
Nice.
On Sunday.
There's a nice little pizza place on Main Street there.
Yeah, there's a pizza shop. There's a lot of cool places.
Stuff to wander around and check out. There's another an old an antique store down the road there that we saw as we were driving out. Matt and I saw. I was like, oh, Brian's gonna go spend all the money he just got from the show right there.
No, that was the show. I donated all the money I made. And I made a good chunk of change. That was one of the best shows I've ever had.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be a good time, people. So definitely come early if you can. There's going to be a lot of great dealers. I know there's one guy who does Pokemon cards, very popular. There's something for everybody at this show. So Mark, this past Friday,
Yes.
me, our friend Dan, we went down to Tanglewood in Massachusetts, and we saw Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back live with an orchestra. And before COVID, we saw A New Hope live with an orchestra in Hartford. And what a crazy experience. I've never been to a place like Tanglewood before in my life. I'm so used to security not letting you bring anything in. This place was just like,
Yeah, it's
bring it all in.
Bring it on in.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like they've like now after going there and then like I've talked to other people and they're like, yeah, that's like what they do there. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. I've never been there.
I want to go again. It's so cool.
Yeah, people had like full on dining room tables with like candelabras, and
Yeah,
bottles of wine, and
you could bring in everybody with a big Y. Everybody got
everyone went to
big
big wine, bought the huge ass subs and brought those in. But it's just great. There was like not a like I mean, I'm sure there was some bad spots like behind trees and things that were not good to view things from.
Yeah.
But even where we were, which is pretty far back from the stage, was still really cool. Just to,
Yeah.
You could hear it anywhere you were at, so it wasn't like you had to worry about sound. So.
Unfortunately, the doors had opened at 5:30. It started at 8 o'clock.
Well,
us not being there, we got food.
Somebody suggested that we get there earlier.
I did.
Well, Ice also as well.
No, you didn't. I said to you, we should get there early.
I said that originally, but Dan had to get up. Dan had a meeting till 4 or something.
Yes.
So I'd wait for Dan, and then you had to pick Dan up and then drive Dan all the way to my house.
Yes.
And then we went from there and they got food on the way.
You wanted to get, I was fine just
I
going.
didn't know about getting food inside. I didn't know about bringing food in. If I'd known about that, I would have said order the food and we could just pick it up and take it with us.
Mark, let's just agree that none of us knew.
No, none of us were prepared for what got going on there. But now I'm like, I was at Costco yesterday with Claire because I had yesterday like half off from work for the doctor's appointment and everything. Nothing major, just the usual stuff. And so we went to Costco's after I got back from that, and they had like a fold out table, like a camping table. I was like, ooh, that'd be perfect for Tanglewood. I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever go back there again. So I don't know. Why am I going to buy this?
But yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah. Now I understand why my neighbor was like, you should borrow my wagon with all the stuff that I take when I go there.
Well, why didn't you borrow the wagon?
Well, because she had it buried in her basement because she hasn't gone this year. So.
Well, now we know because we all had mini heart attacks walking.
I know.
Walking up that hill.
Oof. All I did is had that song from Stranger Things playing in my head, and it got me through.
Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush. That's not how it goes.
I don't know. I forgot the words.
But anyway, we had many heart attacks. We had parked super far away.
Yeah.
We got there just in time. Then, because we're up in elevation a little bit, it's a cold breeze comes through.
Well, Grandpa can't handle anything below 70. So
I got myself a nice hoodie, which I love. And
the amount of money you spent on it, you should love it. Yeah,
I mean, it's typical for a concert.
Does it have anything on the back of it? I didn't even notice. Was it just a little thing on the front and that was it?
No, it has art. It has Star Wars characters on the back.
Oh, nice. Okay, then at least gives it a little bit more.
And oh my God, I get in line, and of course it's when Yoda shows up.
Yes.
People are clapping, and I can't see because I have a tree in my way.
Yeah.
But this woman in front of me took forever. She was like asking the guy questions about everything. Then they're going online. I'm like, lady. And there's only one guy working.
And the best part was by that time, 90% of it's been sold out. So it's not like there's a huge variety of product that you can get.
No, I think what the woman wanted was all sold out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I walked over there at the beginning and I was like, hey, do you guys get magnets or anything? And he's like, no, all I got these shirts. And I was like, oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I thought you bought a magnet.
I bought it from the gift shop, the actual Tanglewood gift shop. Which when I got back to my chair, I found out there's 2 other gift shops on the property that I could have wandered around to. But
yeah. I mean, it was awesome. It was a great time. Yeah.
That's just where we were was literally a quarter of the amount of stuff that's there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Definitely a place you got to go early. You can set up your table, bring your wine, your booze.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed when the movie started how quiet it got.
Oh my gosh.
It was so packed. I did not expect that. And even little kids, everybody was quiet and enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
You had the big moments, everybody cheered and clapped, and it's very special. And I can't wait to see Return of the Jedi.
We got to finish out the
trilogy.
Which I was looking up as we were going in the parking lot. I was trying to distract myself from listening to Dan. The Return of the Jedi tour has already started. It's like in the Midwest somewhere. A lot of those symphonies are doing it now, so it's going to be gradually coming around.
Well, maybe Tanglewood again. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, Bushnell wasn't bad either.
Yeah, I mean, it's closer.
Sitting inside and not having to squint and look far away to look.
Well, I mean, if they did it Tanglewood, we would go early.
Yes, no, exactly. Yeah.
We would go when doors opened.
Yeah.
We would go get food.
Yeah, and not park in that parking lot ever again.
No, because if we showed up early,
you could have parked in a regular parking lot, but you missed your turn and we ended up in the back parking lot. I guess there's like 17 parking lots in the front, and we had the one parking lot in the back that we've got to.
Mark, I've never been there before.
I know, me neither. So we learned. This is how we learn.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah. But then it's also like a park. Like you can go there today or tomorrow and walk around. It's open to the public. Like there's no like.
That's pretty cool.
Which is crazy. And there's like always music going on. I guess there's always like different
events,
little venues in there, like a chamber music venue and other little venues. And there's always like classes and things going on. So there's always something happening during the spring and summer.
Yeah, it's a cool place, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Mark, you got anything before I have a few things and we'll get into news? You have anything worth noting?
Not really, just kind of was on vacation, went to Musquamaket with the wife for a couple days, which was nice. Got away to just do nothing for a couple days really changes your perspective on things. You know, you get that bogged down work every day feeling. A couple days, like I was off all last week, but we only went away for a couple days. But
right,
it was nice. It was good.
Good. Recharge the old proverbial battery.
Exactly.
So, Mark, I have not started the Umbrella Academy, but I'm in volume 3 of the graphic novel.
Yes.
Wow. It is bonkers.
Yeah.
The first volume is a good introduction to all the characters. Now, I've seen the first couple episodes, so I saw I kind of like, oh, that's interesting what they did there.
Yeah.
And then the second volume, Dallas, is bonkers. And it's interesting the way the graphic novel starts off. All these characters are in different places. And by the end, it all makes sense. But in the middle, I'm like, where is this going? And then the
show does kind of the same thing.
Yeah, the third volume, it's even more bonkers. Starts off, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I do enjoy all the characters. It gets in the volume 3, they're introducing new people, new places, all these things. It's like, oh God, I have to refresh myself a little bit, so I go back.
Yeah.
But I do like it. There's actually another. There's 2 more volumes that are not with the stories. There's like another one that's like short stories.
Yeah.
Which I want to pick up. But I do like it. So I'm excited to jump into the show. I think it's going to make me appreciate the show more.
You definitely will understand the show more if you know the material that it's based off of.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited to jump into the show now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever gave it a fair shot. So
of course you never do.
But I always give it.
Speaking of books we've read that have now been turned into TV shows, Paper Girls is getting its own show.
We saw the trailer. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. It looked. it's interesting. Paper Girls, I'm thinking after I finish the Umbrella Academy, going back and
Yeah, I definitely am gonna have to
rereading
go back. And I
and
know I'm
finishing
a
it.
couple books behind.
Yeah, me too. I have them all.
I haven't gotten all of them because I know there's a couple that I haven't gotten. There might be one or two, but yeah. Because
No,
I know just from remembering the first book, it's like this gets off the rails. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they translate that into a TV show.
now I highly recommend for anybody who's interested into seeing the Paper Girl show on Amazon, go to your local comic book shop, pick up volume 1,
Yeah,
because it's a fantastic graphic novel series.
it's great. Brian K. Vaughan from Saga fame,
Yeah.
Why the Last Man, right? He did that one too. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
oh,
so there's like,
so Paper Girl starts July 29th.
yes, that's next Friday.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
All right. I'm definitely, I don't know if it's going to be week by week.
Yes, it's Amazon.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to watch the pilot and we'll be talking about that.
Yes.
So,
Which is great because I really don't have anything to watch right now. I mean, it's kind of like a lull of things.
yeah. So next Friday. So I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, because Miss Marvel's over with. There's no like Marvel or Star Wars show right now, so there's kind of like that weird. Like, I only got the Orville. Really, it's like the only show.
Oh, Orville. I'm almost finished with season 1. I love that show.
Yes, and thankfully for Only Murders in the Building also is back, so that's keeping me interested.
Hey, so let's talk about Miss Marvel real quick. I didn't
Okay.
watch it, but I did see the ending. It's confirmed that she's a mutant. Mutant
Yes,
exists
which is
now.
different in the comics. She's an Inhuman,
Right.
so which makes sense because they're not really into the Inhuman story yet, and they want to get. And I kind of figure that Phase 4 is going to be our introduction to the mutants. With
Well,
Fantastic Four and other things.
Miss Marvel.
That's what I'm saying before we knew that was happening.
Yeah.
The things they had announced, that kind of makes sense that they were going in that direction. So now for her to be like the first like mutant, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of like makes it more exciting now. Like Phase 4 is way more exciting than it was, say, 2 weeks ago.
At the very end now, the post-credit scene, she like falls into a closet and then
Well, she has the bracelet.
okay. Explain this to us.
The bracelet is connected to the rings of Shang-Chi, as I think they're going to go with that they're both Kree technology. Because in the series, at the beginning of the series, when Kamala's family or sort of ancestor and her group of clandestines is what they were called originally.
Yeah.
Are looking for the gauntlets, I guess they'd be called, bracelets, whatever. The arm they find it on is a blue arm, which is a Kree color. Krees are blue. So I think the thinking is that they're the same. They come from the same place as Shang-Chi's rings. So it's the same kind of thing. And Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
off looking to find out where the 10 rings were from because she showed up at the end of 10 rings in the post credits, I believe, scene or something like that. Or there's some kind of connection with her.
She didn't show up at all in Shang-Chi.
I think it was in the post credit scene.
No, that was Wang. Wang showed up.
Somewhere along the way, there was a Captain Marvel connection there.
No, Captain Marvel did not show up at all in that movie.
Maybe it was something else. But I know that they were talked about that was like the thing. And that's why she was off looking to find out where the rings come from. So the thought process is that she is in the area of where the rings are and where the bracelet's connected to. And the bracelet was triggered somehow to teleport Kamala to wherever that Carol Danvers was. And Carol Danvers gets teleported to where, like, they switch spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
Not Freaky Friday type, but actually just switch places.
Right, right.
Now, the thing is, people don't know if that means that they've actually switched places or if Kamala's trapped inside Carol Danvers and they do the Freaky Friday situation.
No. The director already confirmed. I guess people were so confused by two of these scenes, and the writer came out actually and did an interview and said, yes, she is a mutant, because they actually play the music.
Because they do the tiny bit of the X-Men music, but the way that made it confusing is they didn't say that she's a mutant. He just said there's there's like mutated cells inside her DNA.
But because them playing the music was to give you the clue.
It's like they didn't just come out and say like, oh, you're a mutant, because they don't know what a mutant is in the universe right now.
But hearing the music.
Yes, we're hearing
the Marvel fan. You know what that means.
I mean, that kind of tips you off that it's what.
And then the writer confirmed they just flip spots. They're not in each other's bodies.
No, what I'm saying, like before you actually got that information, you didn't really know what was going on, because the way Carol Danvers acted in that scene, it didn't really like. It could have been like the, whoa, like what's going on kind of thing.
I guess I saw the scene. I just figured they switched spots.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I thought there was like a thing out there, people like I'm not sure. She in Carol Danvers' body or whatever?
Well, that's why the writer had to come out and confirm.
I mean, she looked around the room and saw all the posters of herself and was like, this is weird. So that connects. And then, of course, there was a thing at the end that Miss Marvel will return in the Marvels. So
yeah, which is next year.
July of next year. End of July next year.
Okay. So we have Wakanda Forever.
November.
Which is the big next Marvel movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So D23 is happening soon. And there's rumors that we might be getting the cast or director or some of the cast for Fantastic Four at D23.
I mean, it would make sense.
It would make sense that at Comic-Con, they're going to give us exactly what's happening, but they're going to save the big guns for D23.
Yeah.
So I think D23, the rumor is potentially Fantastic Four cast.
I mean, at this point, is Comic-Con even a thing anymore?
Well, Comic-Con's happening.
I know, but I mean, is it as big of a thing as it used to be?
It's always a big thing.
Because like I haven't heard a word about anything that's happening. Like,
well,
what is what's going on? Like usually it used to be like.
Mark, they haven't had a Comic-Con in person for the last 2 years because of COVID. So
even before that, though. But I mean, since Disney kind of took over half of the stuff that would appear at Comic-Con, and DC Universe does their own thing now.
Comic-Con was huge before the pandemic. The Marvel stage at Comic-Con, they announced Blade. Yeah. They announced who's playing Blade. They put a whole. I mean, it was big.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it all like.
I think
this weekend.
Comic-Con 2022 is. I don't know what it is. Oh, July 21st to the 24th.
Oh, so it's this weekend.
I think. Yeah, July 21st to 20. Yeah, it's this weekend.
There you go.
So it's going to be huge. And then D23, 2022 is September.
Yeah.
September 9th. So you got a month after, a little over a month.
Yeah, which is usually like they're like
Star Wars, Marvel, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So the last 2 weeks we had 2 trailers drop. We had the Clerks 3 trailer drop.
Yes.
It looks really good. We got our tickets. We're going to see it in September.
Yes.
It's one of those Fathom events, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say Phantom event, which is not a Phantom event.
Yes. Gloria event, as you said on Saturday or Friday.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to rewatch Clerks 1 and 2. I have not seen Clerks 2 since we saw it in the theater.
I don't think many people have.
Huh?
I don't think many people have.
I mean, I love Clerks 2. It was a great movie.
Terrible. It just wasn't anything to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, I own it. I definitely will watch it again. I think Clerks 2 had memorable moments that I always still reference, even though I saw it that one time in the theater.
Yeah.
And that movie was kind of a product of the whole before crowdsourcing. It was crowdsourced through MySpace, and like if you donated money, your name would be in the credits or whatever.
Yeah. Wasn't it part of that like company that he worked with or was working with at the time? There's some company that he was working with that he was trying to start off, and that's how they did it.
Yeah, to help fund the movie.
Yeah.
But this is going to be great. I'm excited to see the whole gang come back.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, why doesn't make any of his other movies or remake those instead of remaking Clerks? But I think because he only owns Clerks. Like he doesn't own the rights to Mallrats or any of those anymore.
Universal owns the rights to Mallrats.
Yeah.
He has been trying to make Mallrats 2, but he can't until Universal can give it to him.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he talks about it all the time that Universal forgets that they even own Mallrats.
Yes.
So he said they have reached out numerous times to get the copyright and they forget, or they like, we own that? Yeah. So like he is constantly trying to figure out how to he wants to make Mallrats 2, but he can't get the rights. Universal owns it.
Yeah. There's also like the same thing with like Dogma, right? Like there's another, like someone else owns Dogma.
I think it's a Miramax movie, so I think that is now under Disney. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think he really needs to make a sequel to Dogma. I kind of
but I know it's just people were asking like, I don't know why he doesn't work on the other movies that he's made instead of just because I don't think he has any of the rights to those. Clerks is the only one that he made himself and has the rights to, so that's why he's able to keep making Clerk movies.
Yeah, and I think Clerks 3 kind of goes with his life, so I think it's
it's definitely like he even said like it was basically his story of what happened to him when he had the heart attack. It was like I need to make one more movie, and basically what that is.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. Another trailer dropped, which puzzled the internet. Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
Yes.
It looked horrible.
It looks very generic. That was like the nicest way I could describe it. Now we know why after the news that broke yesterday.
Well, before we get to that news, I did some research. The company that makes these low budget sequels to high profile movies, it's actually Universal, the parent company of Universal. And generally they make these straight to DVD sort of like sequels to a big blockbuster.
Yeah.
And this is one of them, but it's funny because it's Rob Zombie. He's directing it, and I'm sure he helped write it, and he loves the Munsters, and it does look like a love letter to the Munsters.
Yeah.
But when it goes from black and white to color, it's got this like right to like porno parody look to it.
Yes.
It's got this really weird, it doesn't look like a movie. It looks like
a weird frame rate.
Yeah. It throws you right off.
Yeah.
Now, originally, this movie was going to go to theater and Peacock same day.
Yes.
Now, news broke that it's going to go to Netflix. Which makes total sense. It's going to debut on Netflix in September, right along with Tim Burton's Addams Family.
Yes.
So I'm really interested to see the Addams Family. See how
is like the real version of the Addams Family.
What, the Munsters?
Yes.
I'm a more of an Addams Family fan than the Munsters, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I only remember the Munsters because of Nick at Night.
Right.
And it was on like in the middle of the day. It was like one of those shows that you'd watch because it was on.
Right. I mean, listen, the characters look accurate. It just looks weird. I will definitely check it out because it'll be on Netflix now.
Yeah.
And I will watch both and see which one I like the more and who did it best. But the trailer is very off-putting.
Yes, it is very awkward.
It's yeah, we shall see how this turns out.
Yeah.
And then other than that, Marcus, we saw Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yes.
We had a great time. We went to the big ass theater in Manchester,
We did.
West Springfield. We got the whole crew, and I loved it. I mean, I had a great time. I think the comedy was perfect. I think they took criticism of the first Ragnarok, where some people were complaining that, like, even when a serious moment was happening, they would undercut it with a laugh or a joke.
Yeah.
This movie did a great job of allowing the serious moments to sit and be in that moment.
Yeah.
And when it's funny, it's funny. When it's serious, it's serious. And I think it was a great balancing act. And overall, I thought it was great to see Natalie Portman back.
It was.
It's Jane Foster.
My only issue with this movie.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
Why?
Why what?
Why this movie?
What are you talking about?
What does this movie have to do with the rest of the MCU? Never did they mention anything to do with Endgame.
They don't have to.
Never did they mention, like, the whole, like, impetus of Phase 4 has been
nothing.
Dealing with the repercussions of Endgame.
Yeah, but nothing. Phase 4 has been aimless right now. There is no.
No, the first phase of Phase 4 has been everyone in the MCU dealing with what happened with Endgame.
Yeah, and Thor was
Thor was kind of just there. Like, it acted like he learned nothing. Like, the whole movie, he learned nothing, it seemed like.
I totally disagree with that. I didn't see that.
No, because Thor at the beginning of the movie was just roaming around the galaxy.
He was lost. He didn't have a purpose.
At the end of the movie, what is he doing?
He has a purpose. He has a little girl. Spoiler alert. He has love and thunder. He has the little girl is his purpose now. He's
still doing the same thing though. He's just roaming around the galaxy.
No, he's back in Asgard with her. And
no, he wasn't in Asgard. They were in, like, another planet somewhere.
I think basically becoming a father gives him purpose, gives him someone he can train and be with. He didn't have that before. In the very beginning of this movie, he's with the Guardians and he is just full of himself. It's all about me. I'll take care of everything. He was all in his own head. He didn't give a shit about anything. He was aimless. But when by the end of the movie, he realizes first Jane Foster is his love. He had to deal with letting someone die, and that he couldn't conquer her cancer. He couldn't change that. But he got a little girl.
It seemed like it was. It could have, like, it seemed like it tried too hard to not take itself seriously. The comedy was there. It was just kind of like, I don't know. This character is just kind of like, I don't know. I hate to say, like, run its course, but it's kind of like, if there's not another Thor movie, I'm not going to be, like, disappointed in it. I'm
totally opposite. I love Thor more now than I did before.
Well, my thing is, like, here's my question with that. Is it that you love the Thor movies, or is it that you enjoy Taika Waititi's movies?
I don't see what that has to do with anything. I enjoy
character of Thor from the first movies.
Yeah, the first Thor was good. Second Thor was not so good.
Yes, that was Thor.
Ragnarok was awesome. And this one, I think, was
Waititi movie.
Yeah, so.
And then this one was a Taika Waititi movie.
But I like
the character of Thor, or do you like the way Taika Waititi is telling the stories of Thor?
Yeah, but it's one and the same. His sense of humor aligns with what I like, so I enjoy that sense of humor he brings to these movies. It just
seems like we have one side of that story in Loki is off doing his thing. It comes from that same basic universe.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see more Loki than I would rather see more Thor.
See, I'm opposite. I put Thor Ragnarok and Love and Thunder way above the Loki show. The Loki show is like down here. To me, those two movies are way up here. The Loki show is good, but not that good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come to an impasse in our friendship, I think, here with this.
Also, I think I prefer the movies over the TV shows anyway. Like, the TV shows are good, but I don't see myself ever rewatching them. Where the movies, I will want to rewatch.
That's not a.
I will want to rewatch the new Doctor Strange. I want to rewatch this.
Yeah, it's much easier to watch a 2-hour movie than it is to watch a 6-hour TV show.
Yeah, but also I'll say another thing. This Phase 4 is right now. There's no, like, we don't know what we're floundering a little bit.
Well,
we don't know what we're doing.
Like the other thing I've seen a lot online since Miss Marvel came out, end of Miss Marvel, is everyone and Thor and everyone's saying that, like, what is the direction of Phase 4?
I don't know.
The direction of Phase 4, I think, is mutants. You are about to get hit over the head with what Phase 4 is going to be.
Yeah, but we've had one
word. We're going
word.
to get Namor. I think he's going to be a mutant. I think you're going to hit, like, they're going to use mutants. They're going to become the main things in this, and you're gradually going to get to Fantastic Four, which is the climax of Phase 4.
I
get like the full mutant, like, I would feel an X-Men's in the works in the background, and we're not knowing about
that's
it.
gonna be like
Told us
Phase
about
5.
it yet.
I mean, Fantastic Four is not even in production yet, and
Next year. Comes out in 2024.
We are 100 hours in Phase 4. 100 hours comparatively to Phase 1, 2, and 3, which were about 25 and like 50.
Yeah.
We are now 100 hours of watching something where we really have no direction.
This is the first true phase to have TV shows.
I know. So there's a 100 hours.
Different storytelling than you did in the other phases.
So
like other phases, you just had the movies, and that's what got you to and from.
Yeah.
So you have the TV shows now integrating in with the movies, telling the stories.
I'm not complaining.
It's going to be more. It's going to be more of a drawn out storytelling than it would be with the movies.
I'm not complaining. I take every single thing as is. To me, it doesn't matter if it adds or takes away or does its own thing, as long as I enjoy the story.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for that one story. I'm not watching it to be like, I can't wait to see the next movie. I'm watching that for that.
Yeah.
Like, that's my opinion on things. So when I watch Love and Thunder, I enjoy it for what it is. When I watch Loki show, I watch it for what it is. When we get there, we get there. It just seems like a long time because of the TV shows. It just feels a little bit longer.
It just seemed like to me, just this one kind of like to me, the Guardians of the Galaxy part didn't need to be in there.
It had to, because that's how it ended.
Well, they could have just done a quick thing saying they didn't have to do like a whole like having them in there.
It was only like 10 minutes.
I know, but it just I don't know. The whole movie I was like felt like I was waiting for something more.
I don't know, Mark.
I just wasn't like I never felt like I was like involved in the story very much.
I don't know. I really loved it a lot. I thought it was a great.
Yeah, it just kind of just
a fun time. I actually liked it more than.
Just another throwaway villain, gore.
I don't know. I liked all of it.
It was just a way to set up. It seemed like a movie. It was like a setup movie. It set up Thor 5, basically. Like this just sets up the next Thor movie.
If there is one, we don't know.
Well, I mean, the after credits scene basically showed what they were going for.
That set up Hercules potentially coming in.
Yes.
That's what all these are doing, though. Everyone, I mean, at the end of Doctor Strange, we got a character.
His girlfriend there.
Who just shows up with a magical knife.
Yes.
Cuts into the universe, and they go on. Like all these movies are kind of ending with this extra character we've never seen before.
Yeah.
So we don't know where it's going. Like like Shang-Chi ended with Wang bringing them
Yes,
in.
to Doctor Strange's area there.
But then we see Doctor Strange and
And
they're
never
not,
see it. But I
they're
think
not
that
there.
whole thing with that is I think that was Wang leaving, was him going to investigate the Shang-Chi thing. I think that was their way of connecting it together.
Well, Wang was part of Doctor Strange, big
Yeah,
time.
what I'm saying, but I think when he packs up his stuff and is like, I'm gonna go wherever, I think it takes place before Shang-Chi does in the timeline.
Could be. Nobody's mentioned the Celestial that's sticking out of planet Earth.
No. Or the Celestials that showed up in this movie.
Yeah, but that was in outer space though. So why would you?
Oh, it was on the God planet or wherever it is.
So you would know that's where they would be. So I'm just saying nobody has mentioned a gigantic thing.
That was my other thing too. There was like no, like that was like there's like that's the one thing I dislike, is that there's not like the interconnectivity of the stories in some way, at least. Like if there was some kind of thing like, in the parts with Jane Foster at the beginning where she's just doing chemo or something like that. If there was some kind of like breaking news thing saying, oh, there's this being found in the ocean somewhere, that would connect the stories together.
None of these movies have referenced.
They do sometimes. Sometimes they have little tidbits that throw in things.
I haven't seen one.
Like the old Marvel shows used to do it a lot. Like they had a lot of.
No, but I'm talking about now. And then Phase 4, the only time we had Doctor Strange reference Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was really it.
Well, the whole movie was based off of.
But nobody has mentioned like the Celestial. Wang hasn't mentioned Shang-Chi.
Yes.
We just haven't had, like you said, throughout this 100 hours.
Yeah.
We really have not seen a connection.
Well, it was in Hawkeye. Hawkeye did, of course, Florence Pugh's character was from Black Widow.
Right.
That was that connection there. And in the shows they've done it, like in Captain America, they talked about stuff that was going on in the universe, and in Wanda, it was the stuff that happened in Endgame. So I feel like in the shows they're doing it well. And in Miss Marvel, they talk about it in tidbits. There's little things like the drones that they use are the ones from
Stark
that Spider-Man, that whole thing. So there's that.
Did they mention the Celestial sticking out of the ocean?
No.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for someone to mention that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
or Celestial that appeared in London.
Right.
Snatched up the Eternals.
Let's wrap this up. Our final score for me, Love and Thunder was definitely a 9 out of 10. I want to see it again. It is for me, I just enjoyed it. It was a fun time in the theater, and I had a great time with you guys.
Yeah. I'll give it an 8.
8's still good.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I wasn't like blown away by it. Christian Bale did a good job as Gore, but he's just a one-off. We'll never see him again.
Yeah, but we got his daughter out of it.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like you never,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Most of the villains are always disposable anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see.
I mean, it's crazy that we're 100 hours into this phase and we still don't know what the big bad is.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it could be Kang, but it seems like he's not really that. I guess he's gonna appear somewhat in.
He's
Ant-Man.
The actor is in the new Ant-Man, so we're not going to even see that till next year.
Yeah. So
I
remember too that all these movies would have been coming out. Like we're still dealing with that
sort of
situation of movies that were supposed to come out in line with shows and things. And
yeah, but
not as big of a gap between stories. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was all right. It wasn't any like. I'll end up seeing it again, but I'm not like Like it wasn't one of those ones like usually when I get back from a Marvel movie, I tell Claire like we gotta go see this. You have to see this. Like I was like, yeah, hey, we can see it if you want. It's not.
I think Spider-Man No Way Home broke us because that
Yes.
was like
Yes, I think it did.
that was like the highs were so high on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, D23.
Spider-Man No Way Home was like an Avengers movie.
Yes. But okay, D23, when they announced the cast for Fantastic Four.
And if it's not John Krasinski, then there's something wrong in the
And
world.
when we get Fantastic Four and the X-Men show up, that's going to be, in my opinion, the big high, one of the big highs.
Yeah. And especially if they do any kind of like spider, like any kind of like who the X-Men are going to be thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I was thinking about it, since we talked about it Friday, why not Carl Urban as Wolverine?
He could, but he's doing
Billy
the
Butcher.
boys. He's doing the boys right now.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't see him as Wolverine. I mean, he could pull it off, but I don't know. That guy from the Kingsman guy seems to be, he wants it. Who knows if he's going to get it?
he's Cyclops. He's more of a Cyclops to me than he is a Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm hopeful we get the cast and the director for Fantastic Four, and that's our gate towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, before that happens, we should definitely like do our dream casting for Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So D23 is going to happen in September. We should do our dream casting. We should.
Said that.
No, but I agree with you. We should definitely do.
I mean, Mr. Fantastic's basically cast, so you don't have to worry about that one so much.
Doesn't have to be though.
I mean, I think if it's not John Krasinski, what's the point?
I mean, at this point,
He is Reed Richards already.
I
mean,
think
kinda
people want
very
that.
like it's very seems like when Marvel cast a character in a scene like that, that's basically them saying he's got the part.
Maybe.
I don't
We
see
don't know.
I don't see them like turning around and making someone else that character.
I think people would be upset if they did, though. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But
I
if
mean,
we-
the fact that they went and got the guy from Inhumans TV show to play the Inhuman. I mean, I think they're kind of like, once you're that character, you're that character. We're not gonna like put you in a movie and then be like, thanks for coming. We're now gonna cast Harry Styles as Mr. Fantastic.
oh well, Harry Styles is Thor's brother, which we haven't even seen him.
Thanos' brother.
Thanos' brother. We haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, well, that was Eternals.
Yeah, which was internally
Fantastic Mr. Fox, whatever the hell his name was.
a long time ago.
Yeah, so
All right, Mark. Well, we should wrap it up. We'll be back
Yeah.
next week. We got the con, Andrew, the convention happening this weekend in Manchester, Connecticut, the Army and Navy Club from
Andrew
10
Con, as I call it.
Manchester Comic and Toy Convention, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
$5 to get in. Kids 10 under free.
When you see Andrew, tell him I said hello because I won't be there.
I definitely will. And we'll be
You're at
back
the show when you see him. Tell him you heard about it here because it earns us bonus points. We love bonus points.
All right, wrap up the show, Mark. What do you say?
As always, be good, be kind, be well.
Rewind. All right.
Bye, everybody.